Good morning, everyone. I want to welcome those of you who are gathered in person here today at Illinois State's Brown Ballroom. It's great to be seeing our Redbirds in person again. I also welcome those of you who are watching via YouTube on this very special day for Illinois State University. Just a few minutes ago, our Board of Trustees approved the appointment of the 20th President of Illinois State University, and I am pleased to introduce her to you now. We welcome to Illinois State Dr. Terri Goss Kinzy, who currently serves as Vice President for Research and Innovation at Western Michigan University. Dr. Kinzy brings to Illinois State an academic career that spans more than 25 years. She previously served as Vice President of Research and Professor in the Department of Biochemistry and Molecular Biology at Rutgers, the State University of New Jersey, and as a Senior Associate Dean for the Graduate School of Biomedical Science and Research at Rutgers Robert Wood Johnson Medical School. She is a tenured professor of biological science. With a background in research and development, Dr. Kinzy has received international recognition for her work. In 2017, she was named as a Fellow of the American Association for Advancement of Science. She has been published and cited in numerous academic and professional outlets. Additionally, Dr. Kinzy has secured more than $8 million in funding nationally and internationally for various projects including antifungal drug discovery, understanding how bacteria toxins affect cells, automated DNA analysis, and many more. Dr. Kinzy received a PhD in biochemistry from Case Western University and completed a postdoctoral fellowship in molecular genetics from Carnegie Mellon University. She was named by Crain's Detroit Business in its listing of notable women in STEM in 2019 for her leadership in workplace, contributions to her community, and accomplishments in research, teaching, and administration. Dr. Kinzy rose to the top of a deep, diverse, and talented pool of candidates. She is a forward-thinking leader who is personally committed to diversity, equity, and inclusion, as well as university and community engagement. Dr. Kinzy, on behalf of the entire Redbird family, congratulations, and welcome to Illinois State University. And I'll now turn things over to you. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Chair Jones, for your warm comments, but also for your leadership of not only the board, but this search process. It was greatly appreciated as a candidate. I'd just like to tell you all how incredibly honored I am to be the 20th president of Illinois State University. I want to start by thanking the search committee. Their discussion and engagement on Zoom with more than 30 people was a wonderful experience, and they all are wonderful ambassadors for your fine institution. That includes your Board of Trustees that have been incredibly engaged through this entire process, and their service to this institution is very admirable. I was so lucky to have the opportunity to actually come to campus and interview, meeting not only with the search committee, but the outstanding team that President Dietz has assembled here at Illinois State University, shared governance partners, really a rich diversity of people representing Illinois State, all different perspectives, students, faculty, staff, alumni. They demonstrated, again, a rich discussion of commitment, collaboration, and a pride in your institution that really was infectious to me. My interactions simply made this the most wonderful opportunity for a new president that I could imagine. One of the things I really took to heart was said by one of the members of the search committee, which was to remember, people make places. And so in talking about people, I want to take a minute and thank my wonderful family. My husband, Scott Kinzy, who is here with me today, as well as our two children, our son, Alan, and our daughter, Kate. her husband Ryan, and our little grandson Finn. I want to share that they are so excited to be part of the Redbird community. We've got a shopping list for the bookstore to make sure that they all get their Redbird gear. But what I'm really excited about is the chance that we now all have to develop a shared vision for Illinois State University. This future is based on a very strong past. It's the legacy, the word I see all over campus, of your fine institution, but it's also due in no small part to the leadership of your 19th president, President Larry Dietz. I'm grateful to follow someone who has seen an institution through the challenges that have faced your institution particularly, and higher education in general. Not every university has come out of some of the adversity that you faced as well as Illinois State University, and you should all be very proud of your contributions in that. And it is clear that his leadership and your contributions have demonstrated the resiliency of this fine institution. I'd also add I'm very impressed with the dedication of your First Lady, Marlene Dietz. They've both set a very high bar for the standard of service expected of leadership at Illinois State. And I'd like to join the many others I've heard who expressed their thanks to the President and First Lady for all of their service to Illinois State. I look forward to joining you on July 1. I look forward to meeting all of you in person, those that are here, those of you on YouTube, and those that I will see as I come to campus. I look forward to the dialogue and the two-way conversations where we can share ideas, hopes, and dreams for our institution, work with our community partners, expand our corporate partnerships, work with our state and federal elected officials, and work with our Board of Trustees to assure a bright future for Illinois State University. I know that working together, that we can live our mission and vision, and we can elevate our institution as we educate and connect with our community. I'll just like to end with my very first Go Redbirds, and thank you very much.
Dr. Kinzy, thank you, and thank you to all the viewers for watching this morning. Before I conclude, I want to take a moment to thank the great many students, faculty, staff, and alumni and foundation board members who participated in the presidential search process, as well as our university support staff and the Witt-Kiefer consultants. In all, about 60 members of the university community participated, representing a broad and diverse cross-section of Illinois State University. In fact, the consultants at Witt-Kiefer had said to me on several occasions that this was the largest search group they had ever worked with, so thank you to everyone for your extra investment of time, talent, and service. I also want to thank my fellow Board of Trustee members for their leadership and effort throughout the search. The timeline for this search necessitated an added measure of focus and flexibility, and I appreciate the patience and clarity all of you brought to this process. Before I leave, I want to remind you that more information about Dr. Kinzy, as well as everything ISU, can be found at the links from the Illinois State homepage. Thank you for watching today, and have a great day. I also welcome the members of the press today, and I will now open things up to a few questions. I'll go first and then get out of the way. I think this is a very exciting time for Illinois State University. I think that one of the core values that we have as a university is diversity, equity, and inclusion, and it's time, and Illinois State is ready. I can say that serving as the first female chair of our Board of Trustees, the first African-American chair of our Board of Trustees, that it was time, and that people were ready, and that we need a diversity of ideas, a diversity of backgrounds, and I am very, very excited to be part of the search that resulted in our first female president. So I'm excited to see what Dr. Kinzy brings to our university.
Thank you. I'd add that there is a sense of responsibility as a role model. I think as we both stand up here, we recognize that. And I think that we want to embody the spirit of diversity, equity, and inclusion for everyone. We're two examples of that, but there are more. And I think that it's important for everyone to see that potential exists to go into leadership and to bring your voice and to have it heard. And so it's very exciting. I think also that it's important to know that your search probably had more diverse candidates and probably ended up with a diverse outcome because you had diversity represented in your committee and in your chair. There's actually data that proves that. So I think you've set a good role model for how we can make sure that our recruitment here at Illinois State University enhances our diversity of our community. Thank you. Thank you, and nice to meet you. My leadership style, we've had a lot of dialogue about that coming in. So if you were to talk to the people that work with me, and I've had to talk to a good number of them because this was happening, one is they would say it's empowering. I believe in being a person that has good people, that have great ideas, and that you empower them and support them to do that is one. I'd say that it is one of dialogue, so listening, giving feedback, hearing ideas. My leadership style is student-focused. I believe that students are a great pulse of where our university is, but also a pulse of where our country is and where our future is. And so they are often thinking about different things than we are because of they're seeing the future of their lives and their careers. I'd also say that I do believe in leadership that reaches outside of the university as well. So whether that's partnering with other institutions of higher education and making sure our institution does, but leading nationally. I'd like to see members of our community as leaders, whether they're student leaders, staff leaders, faculty leaders in organizations around the country.
I'm Austin Schick with WMBD, the local CBS affiliate here. First off, congratulations, Dr. Kinzy.
Thank you.
What drew you to Bloomington Normal and Illinois State University in general?
Thank you. That's a great question. So I'll start with a little fact, which is my undergraduate degree is from the University of Akron in Akron, Ohio, which is an institution that has some similarities to you. And I really understand how that changed my life. The opportunity to be at an institution that's big enough to have impact, but small enough to take care of students. And as a first-generation college student, I understand the role that we play in changing this country. When you look at Illinois State specifically, it's really a gem that just needs to get a little bit more light for people to see. There's so many great things going on here. And when I talk to your alums, including one that's texted me at my current institution, they're so proud to be Redbirds. There's such a sense of community, and it's palpable when you talk to people. I'd say also the resiliency that this institution has shown demonstrates your ability to respond and to really weather tough storms, and that's going to be critically important in higher education. And so I really think that the opportunity to contribute to that is great. I think that you also have a beautiful campus. It's really lovely to come on campus. It's really to go onto the quad even in COVID and see students playing Frisbee and walking out to play dodgeball. There's a vibrancy even in this environment. And so I think the academic programs are strong. The athletic programs are very exciting. The volleyball team I hear is awesome. I can't wait to see them. And so the faculty, students, and staff are, they're people you can tell that they want to be great, and I want to help them do that. So I'd like to start by saying that the COVID-19 vaccine is the best way for all of us in our communities, in our homes, and in our university to be safe. And so I encourage everyone, if you've not already, to please go roll up your sleeve and get what we call your Fauci ouchie, because it will help us all to get back to being together more quickly. Many of the barriers are gone. There's a lot more vaccine availability of appointments. Whether that should be mandated is a decision that has not generally been required by states yet. It's been a subject of a great deal of discussion. There's a discussion about discrimination against people who are not vaccinated, because there will be a portion of our population that cannot get vaccinated. And so I believe in always starting with a campaign of the science behind why that we should do this and getting community engagement. But I think that decision is one that will be made by the institution before I arrive, and I think we're all looking at what is in the best interest of everyone involved.
Dr. Kinzy, Austin Gillenstein with WEK. I'm just wondering what you see as your main challenge as president.
What is my main challenge? So the first thing as a new president, your main challenge is to get to know the institution at a level beyond what you've been able to do when you made the decision to come. And I want to come in making no assumptions. I want to talk to people, get their perspective, ask my questions, and I've been assured that I will have a very busy calendar to get to know people before we start back to classes in August. So that it's a challenge, but that's a wonderful challenge. We all face the challenge of what higher education is going to look like post-COVID-19. I personally think it's an opportunity. It's a chance for us to look at everything we do, determine what worked, what didn't, and look at each of our student populations, staff, and faculty, how they responded, and what we need to do to support them as we make this transition. Everyone in higher education talks about the demographic cliff, particularly in the Midwest. And so we all have to pay very close attention to student recruitment and student retention. And too many people talk about the recruitment part and not the retention part. The challenge is to become the institution where you're the institution of choice for a broad range of members of our community. And so we need to think about what they call the FIDIACs, first time in any college, but we need to think about the non-traditional students. We need to think about veterans. We need to think about people who may have interrupted their education and may want to come back because of change in the economy and the job market. So I'd say that really making sure that we are rigorous in recruiting people here, and that they come, that they feel like a part of a community. And so diversity, equity, and inclusion, which is a buzzword you hear a lot, needs to be an action. We need to understand our strengths, and there are some great strengths here. Your president, President Dietz, has done a great job of starting some very important initiatives, including a cabinet-level person who is dedicated to this, where there's accountability, and that we really look at how we can be an institution that really represents everyone in Illinois and beyond that wants to pursue or contribute to higher education. So I have been aware that there are ongoing collective bargaining discussions occurring, and I have confidence that the university leadership, working with a federal mediator, should be able to get, in a reasonable amount of time, to a decision that's best for everyone at Illinois State University, which is how all collective bargaining agreements are negotiated, which is everyone's needs. So I think that is to work through that process. It is not an uncommon part of higher education to be negotiating collective bargaining agreements. I will tell you, when I was at Rutgers and we integrated the health sciences into Rutgers, we had 30 unions. So it's a part of what we do, and I have confidence that that will be able to get worked out. I don't know a president at a public institution in this country that's not worried about the state budget. And that partly has to do with we're still unsure of what the economic recovery and the tax base is going to be in any of our states right now. I think that we will work very hard We have outstanding government affairs representation here at Illinois State University to educate our state about why this is an investment. Higher education in the state is an investment in people that will keep great jobs here in our state, that will allow people to teach our students, and it's about the value proposition as well as, again, making sure people understand what we do and how good we are at it so that they want to support higher ed. We will all be watching what happens as the CARES funding starts to change, and I think that that's why I expect to be visiting, whether it's by virtual methods or by driving not very far up the road, our elected officials to make sure that we are a part of that conversation. I look forward to it, and I've enjoyed doing it all my career. So.
All right, thank you, everyone. That is all for today, everyone. Again, congratulations and welcome, Dr. Kinzy, and I wish everyone a wonderful day and weekend. And as always, today is a great day to be a Redbird.
Thank you.